Hello, Jeff Alvin here with Ballen Brands, and today we're going to talk about voice search optimization for real estate agents, more specifically real estate agent websites. So voice search it's actually been around for a little bit with the coming on the scene of Siri and Alexa, but now with AI, with ChatGPT, Gemini, these other AI tools, we see it really surging. So it's becoming more and more part of what we need to pay attention to if we want to get results on the search engine. So the first thing I want to point out is if I just do a search, if I do, let's say, Las Vegas homes for sale, then we're just, sponsor results, keywords, whatever, if someone says, though, how do I find homes for sale in Las Vegas? Then again, we have results, and then we have this AI overview. So the AI overview is part of that voice search, but notice how I use different words when I did the search. Okay, so that's really what we're focusing on here. When we type out a search, it's usually a lot more concise, fewer words, more just literal, I guess. But if I'm speaking searches, then I'm going to say it more conversationally, just a little bit different. Now, we have always practiced at Ballen Brands having content that is not necessarily trying to game the search engines, meaning it matters how the person's reading it, right? Once we get them here, we want them to have a good experience. We want them to read through content, have it make sense. If we're manipulating everything we do with keywords and oversaturating the content and placing this here and there, it changes the whole experience. So we've actually always believed on our end, in our company, we've always promoted more conversational type of content, meaning what is it that the customer is looking for, or that potential visitor, and how can we answer those questions for them? So not necessarily as direct as a Q&A, although those are also very popular and actually very valuable as well. Just when buying a house in Las Vegas, what do I need to know? This and that, like having actual just a question and answer. Absolutely, you can do that kind of content as well, and it does have value. But we still want to, when people are online, they're searching for things, they're still looking for information. Not always, most of the time, like an answer, but not just a direct answer that then leaves them with more questions. I guess that's the best way to put it. So we want to be thorough in what we're doing. So because we have things like Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT, right? People are more, hey Siri, help me find houses that are available, for example. That's the kind of thing that people are searching for. Now, with that being said, we want to make sure that the content structure that we have is very clear. Now, again, we have to find a balance here. Let me use my website. I'm a real estate agent in Las Vegas. I'm going to use my website here as a guide to kind of help you understand what I'm talking about. Now, Las Vegas real estate I use as a title. It's a keyword. Is someone just going to say Las Vegas real estate on their phone? No, not necessarily, right? What real estate is available in Las Vegas? No, probably not. Probably more like homes for sale in Las Vegas, or what homes can I see in Las Vegas, like that kind of thing. But I don't want to change that. My main piece, my what I'm trying to make sure people understand as soon as they hit my website. I don't want to change this keyword to match what someone may say in a voice search. Okay, so just follow along with me here if you can. Las Vegas homes for sale or homes for sale in Las Vegas. Now the good thing is Siri, Google, all these tools. Siri's really just using Google as an example, or some other resources, but point being is that Las Vegas homes for sale or homes for sale in Las Vegas, they're really the same word. So they're interchangeable in a sense. It doesn't have to be so direct and so literal. So we don't have to get so specific with the order in which the words are said. Okay, just want to use that as an example. But as I go down here further and I look at maybe my latest blog post, this is really where this is going to play the largest role. So I have blog posts. I have the cost of waiting, why delaying your home sale could mean paying more later. No one's ever going to say that, right? That's not something someone's going to say in a search. They might say something more like, is it better to wait to sell my home? That's more likely what someone would say. Now, again, do I want to change the title of my blog? Is it better to wait to sell your home? Not necessarily, because that's not what everybody's going to say all the time. And I also want, when someone comes to my website and they're viewing the content, they're not necessarily, like, if that's not their question that they're trying to get answered, then I've immediately lost them. So I don't want to be so specific in that particular case. Can I make some tweaks? Absolutely. We can always adjust things and think about what's more conversational. But if you notice, on the blogs that we write, we already have it conversational. We're already addressing the many topics. So in this case, the cost of waiting, why delaying your home sale could mean paying more later. That's more, it's a headline. It's when I do a Google search, that's what comes up. It's a grabber. But then we talk about preparing your home for sale. And what is equity? Like, do you have equity? What are the interest rates and long-term inventory trends? So now we're talking about all the different things that go as part of this, this whole concept of whether you're waiting or not waiting, because maybe one of these hits home, maybe not all of them. So, but if you look at how we do preparing your home for sale, one of the most significant factors to consider when delaying a home sale is the steady increase in property value. So we talk about all of these different things. Now, a search engine is someone going to say, again, should I prepare my home for sale? How do I prepare my home for sale? Right? There's lots of different things that might get someone here depending on what they're asking for. So I don't necessarily need to change this to be more specific to these voice searches, right? So again, a properly written website with good titles is going to work both in just general search terms and voice search terms. But it doesn't mean if we're really trying to hit that particular audience that we can't still get a little more specific. Let's look at another one. The ultimate guide to home loan programs, finding the right mortgage for your needs. Okay, so keyword wise, I've got home loan programs, I've got finding the right mortgage, right? Like, I've purposely used these types of words on the page to get what I'm after to serve, multiple types of searches. And then I go into the details, conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans. Like, when we get down to those, we talk about what they are. What is a conventional loan? A conventional loan is one of the most popular mortgage options. And we talk about what that means and how to qualify, all of that stuff. So, do I want to change everything to what is an FHA loan? Should I get an FHA loan? Do I qualify for an FHA loan? Well, I don't know that that's what everybody specifically is saying, but that's more how they would search it if I'm going straight after that voice search. So hopefully that all makes sense, like how that content plays. So again, you can kind of do it where it serves both masters, where you can hit the search engine and the keywords and still make it readable. It's hard to just read like 15 questions and then 15 answers. So it doesn't mean we always want to do a Q&A, even though, your content structure needs to be clear. We need to have those direct answers. We want the headings and the content to be relevant to, with these digital assistants. We'll refer to those like Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT, all those. We'll just call those like digital assistants, and what they're going to pull and what the results are going to be based on theirs. So I can tell you that I am getting search results on our websites. I have clients that I can see in their stats, their analytics, saying ChatGPT and stuff. So we haven't gone through specifically and changed to be more direct to exactly how a voice search might be. But because the structure's in place and because we are using more conversational content, again, that's kind of what I'll keep leaning on, this conversational content. It's still providing to be valuable. Again, yes, you could always do more, but we don't want to alienate the other audience. There's still a large audience doing basic searches on search engines, not using the digital assistants, not using the AI, and we want to make sure we accommodate both of those. So the other thing we want to make sure is local signals is still an important factor too, meaning your Google profile page, having hyperlocal content. For example, homes for sale in Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas, Nevada, most people know about. It's such a popular destination, but there's actually a Las Vegas, New Mexico as well. And so if I actually were in New Mexico searching for, what homes are available in Las Vegas, my location where I'm at might feed me the results of Las Vegas, New Mexico homes, not Las Vegas, Nevada homes. So it's important to understand too, again, that your website is location specific, that it does have that hyperlocal content, that your Google profile page is connected, does have that, that affiliation with, where your address is, where your office is, so that when these digital assistants are pulling up content, they're actually delivering you the right content that's relevant to your actual locale, to what you're actually looking for. So again, we've always provided a good foundation for this. Blogs that we write for you, or blogs that we've delivered for our client base, and when we build our real estate websites, these have always had that concept of conversational content. It's not keyword laced, it's not manipulated text. I mean, it's optimized, okay? Optimized just means it's enhanced to go after that, but we want to serve all the audiences, okay? So a lot to think about when it comes to the AI searches. It continues to come on board. It continues to take over. Don't have a direct stat offhand. Definitely should look that up for actual, like, how many searches are voice now versus whatever. I mean, it's a lot, but in the percentage of all searches, there's still some conflicting data out there, so I don't want to give the wrong information. But bottom line is, we really want to still serve both. We want to be understanding of the voice search and make sure we're not ignoring that or neglecting that. But if we're doing blogs the right way in the first place, and we have good content, we have conversational content, good keywords, we have strong headers, we're answering the questions, then we have a great opportunity and serve, there's a chance that we're going to get that content or get those searches anyway. So if you have any questions on this or anything else, by all means, you can reach out to us at team@ballenbrands.com.